that enough light? All right, that's good. That's good. Hate talking to myself or talking to a computer, but I want to put a video together about my interpretation of Earth shapes. So yeah, basically, I got to start with universal laws, because the universal laws is kind of like the shaper. It or it's the path, and I try to stay close to that path so it'll come all into play later. But anyway, universal laws. Number one, the law of divine oneness. Number two, actually, I should go over a little something on what each one means. I hope it still streams while I'm on another page, but law of divine oneness, a quick, what does that mean? Everything and everyone is connected in the world we live in. So that's real quick on that. Every thought, word, action of ours will take effect on others. So the second law is energy or vibration. The law of energy of or vibration. And what does that mean? Everything in the world has a vibration. Good feelings such as love or positive would create a higher or faster vibration, whereas negative feelings or sadness would produce a slower vibration. The law of action. What is something on that really quick? The law of action would provide a different result, which is mostly based on thoughts, words, dreams, or emotions. We must select our action that solely supports our thoughts. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to do something. This beginning is correlating with how I feel about the topic. So yeah, all right. Law of correspondence. It says law of correspondence. Every action we make will reflect in our outer world to our inner world. Okay. Yeah. So an example, if your mind is concentrating on how unhappy you are, you'll continue to have negative energy, which will make you remain unhappy. Oof. Okay. Law of cause and effect. Every action will have a reaction. What's the similar? And I had just did the 7 hermetic principles, and yeah, they put correspondence is 2 and cause and effect is number 6. So I guess there is a slight difference. And okay, nothing ever happens by chance. It is each of our actions that create a reaction. And number 4 is Every action we make will be reflected in our inner and outer worlds. If your mind's in, so it's talking mentality with correspondence. Because it says if your mind is concentrated. Here is talking about your actions. 4 is about how you think. It will have okay, and this is more so, okay. That's the way it looks like to me. The law of compensation is not one of the Hermetic principles, 7 Hermetic principles, but this is the 6th universal law of compensation, and it says here, comes after law of cause and effect, where blessing or blessing has come into our lives through various forms such as gifts, money, friendship. Hey, even a new friendship is a compensation. It's a gift. So, the example says you get what you give, or in other words, karma. So, law of compensation is tied to in some form or way to karma. All right. Law of attraction was made famous, and basically an example, people with similar interests, such as being a fan of a similar team or football team, basketball, would have a connection. But I don't know. What's another one? All these thoughts are energies that we use to attract more energy. Yeah. By producing positive energy, we'll attract another positive energy. Yeah, okay. So it's like a snowball. That's one of my terms I use a lot. Let me go back to YouTube, see if this is all right. I guess I'm just looking like I'm reading. All right, so number 8, law of perpetual transmutation of energy, not one of the Hermetic principles. So number 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9, not Hermetic principles, but they are universal laws. One of the 12 universal laws, because I think they even go further. But we're dealing with the 12 in relationship with the 7 Hermetic principles. So where we at number 8? What's an example or a quick little something on the law of perpetual transmutation of energy? It says the universal law states that we possess the power to change the conditions of our lives. Ooh. Higher vibration consumes and transforms lower ones. We are able to change the energies in our lives by understanding the universal laws, which is why I feel this should be the opening. Dang, it's already all right. So yeah, this is this I gotta start with this. So number 8, law of perpetual transmutation of energy. That's huge. I don't know how. But anyway, number 9, the last one that's not a Hermetic principle, one of the 7, is the law of relativity. In order, what does that mean? Ooh, yeah, this is huge. Okay, so it says in order for us to develop, I say this a lot. I say wisdom unfolds, develops, whatever. But in order for us to develop, we have to go through a series of problems or equations. It doesn't say that, but anyway, series of problems while remaining connected to our hearts. That's the tough part for a lot. This law also teaches us to compare our problems, compare and contrast, compare our problems with other people's problems. This brings back memories. So yeah, no matter how difficult the situation might be, there's always someone else in a worse position. So, so yeah, what did we say? Context. Um, you could a bad day could be a paper cut. Like, dang, this joint is nagging me, man. And a paper cut ruins 3 hours of your day. Whereas someone else, if you was to just compare and contrast, somebody could have went through something worse. I don't even want to name something worse, but and that could maybe help keep you remaining connected to your heart. I could go and, but I just want to get through these. So I'm gonna move to number 10. That was big though. Relativity. The next one is the law of polarity. This law states that everything has an opposite. Everything has an opposite. Everything has an opposite. I mean, okay. Let's see. Everything has an opposite. Change unwanted. Change unwanted thought. What? Change unwanted thought. My thinking on the. Let me read. This law states that everything has an opposite. Change unwanted thought. My thinking on the opposite pole. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, the example is if we have not gone through sadness, we would not know what happiness feels like. I mean, I guess. I think hard times definitely makes us fully appreciate good times. I don't know, like if you good times, I don't know if it helps you appreciate the bad times, but I don't know. But I think that's what they're saying with polarity, for the example. But polarity, period, is just saying that everything has an opposite. So that's huge as far as how you should walk around and observe things. Number 11, law of rhythm. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, this is a hermetic principle. Number 5. This one's big too. They're all big. The example, it says all energy vibrates at a certain speed and rhythm. Everything has a cycle and stages of development. Um, Development unfolding. The only way to master each rhythm is by facing the negative part of each cycle. Ooh. The only way to master each rhythm is by facing the negative part of each cycle. All right, so the example says the best athletes will fall sooner or later. Instead of seeing yourself getting weaker, you should see it as a sign for you to rest your body. Facing the negative part of each cycle will allow you to master the rhythm. Huh. Okay. Last one of the 12 universal laws, and it is also the last, it is number 7 of the Hermetic principles. And this is huge as far as how I use this a lot. But anyway, everything has its masculine, which is they're saying yang, and feminine, which is yin principles. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Okay, so each individual should balance between the masculine and feminine. For me, right hand is masculine, left hand is feminine. Um, yeah, so it says, yeah, each individual should balance between masculine and feminine energies to become a master. That's like the second time they said that. Like, it seems like, that's something we should be working on, becoming a master. Okay, so the example is everything contains both masculine and feminine elements. Masculine qualities are energy, logic, and intellect. So that, it's not me, it's what it says. And who is this? Firstmedia.edu.sg. So it says First Media Design School. Anyway, I just Googled this. They're saying this. I'm not, yeah, so that's interesting. Masculine qualities are, I guess, energetic, logic. It says energy, but energetic or assertiveness, I think, is also a synonym. Logic and intellect. Whereas feminine qualities, I be saying this, bro, are love, patience, not assertive, patience, um, and gentleness, or like what's that lady name? I forgot her name, but she always saying softness, gentleness, softness. It's feminine. Okay, so there must be a balance between masculine and feminine. Without feminine, masculine would tend to act without restraint. Without masculinity, there will be a failure to do anything. Both feminine and masculine are dependent on each other. Man, yeah, this is so. Yeah, that's it. Universal laws. I don't think I can share my screen, so y'all probably just looked at me Staring at the computer, but whatever. I am rolling. It's been 20 minutes. All right. So that was that. Now, this thing. And I'm going to have to redo this because I just want to put some on it on tape, like young elders say. Put some on tape to get me. Oh, there's the edit right there. To get me to get this going, to get this started. So I feel the earth doesn't move. And I'm more so of a flat earth thinker. When you're given the option between round or a circle or a square. So I guess that's why, yeah, because we say flat earth and they're like, oh, where's the end? And the end, I gotta bring this closer. Hold on. That's it. Clearing up. And it's interesting because this is the more common map. And this is my best version of the flat earth map. So you can find this on Google. It's called the new standard map of the world. Bring this thing in. So yeah, so I don't know. You can Google it and follow along. So yeah, flat earth and conventional, I guess, globe earth. So they'll say, where's the edge? Well, if you are flat earth, which is just a term for this map, for me, if I'm like, yeah, I'm a flat earther, it's because I'm rocking with this map. It's not because I think you can walk to the edge. I don't know why. That's one of the first things that a conventional globe person would like to come up with, but whatever. Anyway, this book talks about the navigator who crossed the ice walls, talks about the edge. He talks about the edge, and the edge is the ice walls, which surrounds more so the physical earth where people live or inhabit, where they do not live here on the outside. That's in line with universal laws. Everything has an opposite. People live, people don't live. Inside, outside. I mean, so yeah, this is the edge on the outer ring, and it is a circle. It is a circle. So it's like, that's why I wouldn't argue too hard with people, because you're gonna see the wordplay. You're gonna see the wordplay. And look how I do have a globe. Hold on. I do have a globe ball, whatever. It's round. It's round, right? But they give us this map to read flat, and it's like what we're saying is this round joint that we're rocking with. We're saying that this, when you put it on a map or 2D, looks more like this. That is what a flat earther is saying. We're saying that this thing given to us translate more accurately to this. So if they're like, the world is round, as a flat earther, I'm like, yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, that's real. Yeah, it is round. This thing dusty, so I'm gonna put it down. So, what is some more correlations, or what is something else? Because I talked to the homies and I'm like, nah, I'm thinking this. He's like, man, that don't make sense. And I'm like, I'm telling him how the ice wall is Antarctica. The ice wall is Antarctica. And he's like, what? Antarctica's on the bottom. It's on the bottom. And I'm like, once again, yeah, I know it's on the bottom. I agree. It's on the bottom. So we was like just going back and forth. And then he was looking at the map and he was like, hold on. The map they give us, if you went south from each continent, Africa, Asia, Australia, if you went south, you would hit Antarctica. So this is another truth half. So even on this map where they say everything's laid out like this so you can see, this map also, if you went south from South America, you hit Antarctica. Africa, if you went south, you hit Antarctica. India, go south, you hit Antarctica. Australia, go south, you hit Antarctica. So both maps, going south, you will hit Antarctica. So both of them is telling the truth on that end. That's interesting. So what else? So one of the African teachers I used to listen to years ago would be like, Africa is upside down. And I'm like, huh? Because he was talking about how the people in Africa would say that when they was traveling Egypt on the Nile, he would say that they would be going up south and down north. Dr. Ben, Dr. Ben Yakinen would say that. That's one of the first persons I heard say that. And then, other African centered scholars would agree that that's what they say in Africa. When you're in Egypt or near the Nile, you go down north and up south, and Africa's upside down. So clearly, this map, Africa's not upside down in this map. But when it comes to America being here, I'm going to bring this closer. America is here. Africa is here, like to the side, but almost above. So hold on. We got America here. Dang, clear up. America here. Africa is here. But it's almost like it's on top of America or above. So you look at your map like this on Google and you can see that like the Nile would be like right here. So Africa it is upside down if you're in America. In America, the view of Africa is actually like this, upside down from here. So that was something that had me thinking, like maybe I don't know, like it makes you think of the geography laid out here. We had a man, and then you see a lot of pro Afrocentric people even wear the African, they put it on the shirt or something upside down. But they might still be rocking with this thing right here. So here's the Nile. And if he's saying if it was upside down when you traveling from Egypt, I don't know. I think you have to be in Egypt, but that's something to question. The whole African centered movement where they're saying that Africa's upside down, and which one shows that more accurately, that's a dub for this map right here. Okay, so that was, something I noticed. One of my things that I noticed was that more so would say that the earth doesn't move is how the sun travels. So we know that if the sun if it's 6 a.m. ish, 6 a.m. Eastern time, that on the West Coast is like 3 a.m. Sun is coming up. East Coast, 3 a.m. West Coast time, 6 a.m. on the East Coast. So when the sun is rising on the West Coast, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock now on the East Coast. You know, uh it's within that range of 3 hours or so. I mean, as far as the rising time, 6 is like just a universal time, but it could be 6:15, 6:20, I don't know, but around 6 a.m. 6 a.m. to 5:30 or whatever, it's rising. But for the purposes of this illustration, which is easy to understand for kids. Like I just told YouTube, this is for kids as well. A 6 a.m. rising on the East Coast is 3 a.m. on the West Coast. When the sun gets to the West Coast, it is now 6 a.m. rising, whereas on the East Coast, now it's 9 a.m. Why did I say that for like the last 3 minutes over and over and nice and slow? Is because they say from east to west is roughly 3,000 miles from the West Coast to the East Coast. And I've driven from the West Coast to Texas, and I've driven from Texas to the East Coast. The drive is about the same length. Texas is seriously about a halfway mark. But anyway, they saying that's 3,000 miles. And it's also said that the sun travels 1,000 miles an hour. If the sun travels 1,000 miles an hour, and we're saying that the East Coast is about 3,000 miles away from the West Coast, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Why are we not applying the fact that if you travel 1,000 miles an hour, it would take you 3 hours to get from the east to the west with the same effect? So, oh, that's what it was. With this map and with this thought process that they gave us, they said that the earth was spinning. Dusty. They said it was spinning 1,000 miles an hour. I don't know if they said the sun moves. That's me. They probably said the earth spins 1,000 miles an hour. So you can Google that. And because I know that the earth is not moving, I'm not rocking with that. I'm rocking with, I know the sun moves. So I feel like that really ain't got nothing to do with the map. That's with my argument that the earth doesn't move. It does not spin 1,000 miles an hour, which I believe that's what they said. But here's the half truth thing again. There is something spinning, but it's not the earth. It's the cosmos above the earth spinning. And for some reason, I always think of, my drinking days. When we had too much to drink, we could be passed out on the floor, but our cosmos is spinning. Our head is spinning, and we're like, I know I'm done. Head spinning. So, that's we're micro, macro. Um, I think that's supported in the 12 universal laws. So, yeah. Uh, and I believe this can be proven with the fact that you can go on your phone, and I think on the weather app or something, you can find out when the sun rises in Alaska, when the sun. Oh yeah, because I lived in Japan. That's what I want to say. Because I didn't take notes on this. I'm just I grabbed some books to put beside me, and let me get through with this point, and then I'm gonna go over the books. I lived in Japan. That's Asia. Over here, that's Japan right there. I lived there for 2 years. When you live here, I believe it was a 13-hour time difference. It was a 12 or 13-hour time difference. When it was daytime here, it was night over here normally. And when it was night here, it was day here, a day in Japan. So this kind of giving you a half, like, oh, this is on one side, this is on the other side. But where's the sun hitting? So the sun, let's get the globe. Okay, so they're like the sun in the globe thought process. Does the sun hit this side and can't hit this side? Because actually, Japan is on the back. Japan is right here. So I guess, yeah, on the globe, sun hits America on this face and it can't get on the other side. So the sun can't see. Japan is right here. Japan is right here. America's right here. So hey, the globe kind of got one on this. If that's what they teaching y'all. So yeah, this would wrap around to the back, and apparently sun would be shining here, and then the earth would spin 1,000 miles an hour. It would spin 1,000 miles an hour, and then it would get to Japan. So it would start and shine here in America, and then the earth would spin 1,000 miles an hour to the right, I guess. Just the right. It's spinning to the right from America right here in green. It's gonna spin 1,000 miles an hour this way and hit Africa, India, and then Asia. So this would have to be verified, because I know they're not saying that the earth is spinning this way, because you would hit Japan pretty quick if it was spinning that way. Okay, so this is, somebody do the equation on this. when we say sun rises in the East Coast, 3 hours later, we know that it rises on the West Coast. So that tells me that either the earth is spinning like this, which would get you to Japan pretty quick. Japan is here. Sunrise in the East Coast is 6 a.m. while it's 3 over here. Because there's no day yet. There's no sunlight yet. Sunlight hits East Coast America at 6 a.m. It's dark over here on the West Coast. And it's dark in Asia too, I believe. But anyway, sun hits. So the direction of travel would be that way. So that would tell me that the earth spinning this way if it spins. That means earth turning that way. So yeah, and Japan is here if it's spinning. So if the sun is moving on this map, you can get it all. Comes here, hits Cali, then Japan. Oh man, see, Japan from America is kind of. So this is homework right here. As far as verifying Earth spin versus sun travel. So this whole last 10 minutes on that was more so not a flat versus globe. It was a does the earth spin versus the sun traveling. Dang, can I pause this? I need to hold on one second. Okay. Earth spin versus sun traveling around, which brings me to the books. How we can? All right, well, I'll just read. I'll show you. It's called God Man, The Word Made Flesh by George Carey and Enos Perry, which gives you something similar to this right here. And we know that the zodiac is 360 degrees and it's in the shape of like a circle, not a square. So it'll have like the sun traveling through the months on a zodiac wheel. That is not necessarily a perfect circle shape like this. Cause what do they say about the globe? They will say that it's pear shaped or whatever. And there's a reason for that too. I got like 10 minutes for the hour. There's a reason for that too. And I want to look it up real quick. It's called, dang it. Let's say medieval. Medieval. Yeah, that's a word. EVAL. Medieval zodiac. Zodiac clock. I need cause it looks like this crescent moon type of. Dang it, I don't see it. Medieval crescent. Prague. Yeah, that's it. It's in Prague. Okay, say Prague clock. Let's go with Prague zodiac clock. I think Prague is in Russia too. Prague clock. Prague zodiac clock. Yeah. So this clock shows what's the point? The point is that the Prague clock is highly accurate. And what it does is it shows how, when it comes to the zodiac wheel or the zodiac circle, if it's still showing my camera, it shows that Aquarius is is small as far as the zodiac spaces, but Leo is long. Cancer and Leo, if you look at the Prague zodiac clock or Prague clock, it's very accurate on what I'm saying. The cosmos spinning and the sun is traveling through a zodiac wheel above the earth that looks similar more so to this than this. So sun traveling around with a turning cosmos. Cosmos turns and the sun travels slower than the cosmos, which is tracked by the Prague clock. So, and the moon, they're like, oh, the moon travels fastest, the fastest. And I have not observed that with my eyes. What I've observed is that the moon is the slower traveler. Um, so yeah, there's a zodiac wheel. The zodiacs travel the fastest, which is why the sun moves through the zodiac wheel. It gets left behind, and we encounter each month. So they're both going round and round, but the zodiac is going faster than the sun. And this is the clock. This is time. The Prague, it says Prague zodiac clock. That's what it's telling. Something similar to this. This is Well, we just did the Hermetic principles. Where did I put it? We just did the Hermetic principles. Dang, I hope I didn't throw off my camera angle. Hold on. Okay. Which is why I did the Hermetic principles, because they didn't say which one is the example for as above, so below. And I think which is why the Hermetic principle has it as number 2. The universal laws has it as number 4, and that's why I didn't really like their exam. They said if your mind is concentrated on how happy you are, you'll continue. Okay, that doesn't sound like, that's not the law. That's not the one I'm talking about. As above, so below. But there is a correspondence. Yeah, it is this one. Because it says that was the example, but the law is saying states that we are in control of our life. Every action we make will be reflected in our outer world to our inner world. And I believe this is not the normal interpretation of law correspondence. Law correspondence more so is known, I want to double check, as the law meaning as above, so below. They threw in that inner world and outer world, but that's same thing. As within, so without, as above, so below. So now, yeah, so that pretty much confirms. I just want to double check law of cause and effect, compensation, law of attraction, perpetual transmission of energy, relativity. It's not relativity. Law of polarity. It's not that one. And law of rhythm. Nope. And law of gender. Nope. Now the 7 hermetic, cause and effect. It's the correspondence. The law of correspondence is as above, so below. As within, so without. But there is the law of opposite, because that just made me think. If it's spinning up top, as above, does it spin on the bottom? But everything also has opposites. The opposite of turning or movement is still. So I can't say one and then not. So that it has to be a deeper dive. Part 2 or something. But anyway, why did I say this? Yeah, because that matches up with this. The Prague clock, go back to Prague. The Prague clock more so validates this here than this. I mean, it just do. And that's when, as we're starting to go more so into levels. But what else is my points? The Prague clock is major. The zodiac turns above. Sun travels through the zodiac, also turning, and the moon slowest, not the fastest, slowest through the zodiac, because spin of the actual zodiac signs or zodiac constellations spins round faster than the sun and way faster than the moon. This is what you'll see with your eyes. And I got photo evidence of that. So also, um, we should know also that when matching up the zodiac and this right here, this map, or the Prague map. Let me go back to that. Let me see. Well, anyway, right now we have full moon ish, if not today or yesterday or tomorrow. Right now, full moon in Leo. When we're using the circle, if Leo is full moon, the moon being full would symbolize the fact that it is now 180 degrees in a circle. It's 180 degrees from the sun. When the moon is full, it symbolizes that it is 180 degrees from the sun. This can be verified by getting up, go outside. If it's a clear day, you get up at sunrise. Get up at sunrise when it's supposed to be the full moon, and you will see on the east the sun is rising. On the west, now turn around when you see the sunrise. Turn around, turn that way, and you will see the full moon. So east and west, like this, 180 degrees. So that's so sun would be here in Aquarius, full moon will be 180 degrees in Leo. Now you're not gonna see the constellations, but you are gonna see that they're 180 degrees, and use multiple apps and it'll tell, like we know that the sun is in Aquarius right now. So yeah, so it's two ways to see this, which goes with the universal laws. You can see it in the morning at sunrise, or you can see this during sunset. Sunset, the sun will be on the west when it's a full moon, and this is how you know it's a full moon. Sunset will be on the west, sun will be ready to go down. Turn around, especially if you got if it's a clear day and you got like if you're on a cliff or something, or if you got a good view, nothing really blocking your view, you will see the moon coming up on the east. Sunset, when the sun's about to go down, look over, see the sun. On the full moon, you will see the moon. So it's two opportunities, and you're seeing duality in its finest form. Sunrise and sunset. We just talked about everything having the opposite. So Sunrise, moon is going down, sunset, moon is coming up. And the full moon teaches you this. 12, 12 times a year, you see this duality play out. So right now, we're seeing it with Aquarius and Leo. Next month, find out when the full moon is. The sun will be in Pisces, which means that the sun will be in Pisces, which means the full moon will be in Pisces, Virgo. Yeah. There will be a Virgo full moon. So does this is not gonna really help you with that. That Prague clock will. And it's not really. It doesn't really. This is more so rotation. What is it? Is it a spinning ball, or is it the cosmos? So yeah. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Duality, full moons, yeah. Full moon. So Pisces, Virgo, you're gonna see the 180. You can do it in the morning or in the evening, which is why we went over universal laws. We understanding that we can see duality at play. And through the understanding of universal laws, you can now balance things out, which helps you become a master. And part of being a master, it seems, is the ability to see the truth. If it's universal law, then it's, if not the truth, is very close to truth. So and I use that as my truth compass. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So this is why I did all of the stuff. Oh yeah, so getting to some of the books, obviously I already said God, man, the word made flesh. I got more, but this is what I could find right now. That book is going to explain the correlation between the human body and the zodiac signs. 12 Powers of Man, classic book. Correlation between the Bible and the zodiac and energetic character is what I'll say. But one of the best books I've read. Ancient Sun God. This kind of just breaks down. It gives you that background knowledge. That's huge. Like when Rod Hayes said, you need a broad base of knowledge to builds the highest temple. I was like, yeah, because I don't. When you come from maybe one school of thought, then how high can you build a knowledge a temple of knowledge? I got a lot of books over here covering different topics. So Yeah, ancient sun god. Hotima, Professor Hilton Hotima. And then I got one of his old books, The Magic Temple. Cosmic Science of the Ancient Masters, same writer. Mysterious Sphinx. The Ice Wall Crossings. And Sister Myra said, read some of this book, Esoteric Astrology. I got another Egyptian book. Oh, it's not Temple of Man, but it was like, it's my favorite one too, and I couldn't find it. Soul Stars or something. I don't know, but was that it? What else? Oh yeah, I got this one too. Druid Astrology. A different take. You know, what are y'all talking about? I'm trying to hear what everybody's saying. And then for my view. But that's pretty much all I can remember right now. Just wanting to get something out there. My main points. Ah man, what else? We did sun travel 3,000 miles an hour. I think that's it. I'm about to wrap it up. It's 8:30. I got. All right, so for now, we're gonna end it. That's my argument. I accept all challengers, all challenges, all questions, comments, disagreements, um, whatever. Oh yeah, because this one of the reasons why I want to do this because I saw this guy talking about the 13 zodiac signs, and I'm like, it 13 zodiac signs, of course, yeah, there's 13, but when we change from 12 and say, oh, there's 13, they didn't say that one. But it's like, it's a gang of zodiac signs. Or not necessarily zodiac signs, but the zodiac signs is a constellation. And there's way more than 12, 13 constellations. So, I mean, I want to say roughly it's more closer to 100 than 12. It could be 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Once you just find the app of constellations, it's all kinds of stuff. The zodiac is the zodiac, universal law. So there's animals on Earth. They're showing animals in the sky. It's birds, giraffes, animals we ain't never seen, like Cephas, like a hippo type of walrus. So there's way more than 12 zodiacs. I mean, constellations. But when we saying 12, it pertains more so to us as a human. There's correlations, but see, that's why the Druid, they give different aspects and stuff. But the 12 is to not say, hey, to the people, there's only 12. We're saying that there's 12 universal laws. There's 12 that have a connection and a correlation to like a science. So yeah, you can go out and find other constellations near a constellation or near a zodiac, and that's cool. But is it, oh, and there are more universal laws than 12, like I already said. We're going over 12, the most known 12 or the most common 12. And so, yeah, even universal laws, there's more than 12. So, yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to put my video out to let him know perspective, because I seen he was kind of one of the guys that motivated me to. Everybody's doing this, even though I don't really rock with everybody. I could do one video a year and I'm good, but I like to kind of hear what everybody else saying. But that's how I feel about the 13 zodiacs. I think if we pay attention to the 12 and how it equals out and it balances, which is some of the main objectives of, or some of the main points of the universal laws, is balancing the opposites. And using the 12 is that's what it helps you do. So when somebody's like, hey, there's 13 zodiac signs, okay, does that help you balance any opposites, or does that help you, is that, how does it correlate? If it doesn't sync or correlate, or then I'm just, I had looked into that too. I heard my teachers talk about it, but ultimately I'm not rocking with the 12 because I feel there's no other. I'm rocking with it more so that because it's a balance and it's a synchronicity that everybody can understand. So all right, 117, 13 zodiac time. All right, that's it. So some will come to my head later. I might tighten this up, chop it up. I don't know. I like to leave shit the way it is and just do another one. So I might do that. Do a part two. Hopefully not 3 years later, not 2 years later. I might come right back and start putting out um, some of my thoughts and feelings. Oh yeah, speaking of that, some of these Tates and Samuels type of talk. I got some stuff. Oh, Umar definitely got some opinions out there. So on some of these guys. But anyway, for this, how I feel about it, I'm rocking with the one that matches up with universal law. So when a person is like they are flat earther, for one, it means that when they heard it, they took it serious. Not too many people's gonna do that. A lot of people's gonna hear it and not take it serious, and it's like that's cool. Like if but they recognize that there are some that's gonna be like, hold on, let me look into this. Let me watch a video on this, and that's what I did. So that's what separates a lot of people. Some people, what is it? third law says something about the law of action. Some people is gonna exercise the third universal law. And let's go to that. I ain't done with y'all. Hold on. It says avoid an example. Avoiding a problem will never work. By taking small actions is sufficient to make the problem slowly but surely. Huh. By taking small actions is sufficient to make the problem slowly but surely. That doesn't make I don't understand this website. It literally says by taking small actions is sufficient to make the problem slowly but surely. The more discipline yourself to take action with bigger things in life, the small things will take care of themselves. That's weird. I'm like, I could have worded this better than that. But anyway, it says their interpretation is each action would provide a different result, which is mostly based on thoughts, words, dreams, or emotions. We must select our action that solely supports our thoughts, words, dreams, or emotions. The actions we select must be supporting your thoughts and dreams, which will help you accomplish your goal. Mm, okay. So, yeah, law of action. That was their interpretation. Not a bad one. But you can use the law action to challenge. You can use it to challenge a viewpoint of of another individual or of another school of thought, another system. So that's what I did, and this is this is what I'm gonna put out, and then I'm gonna finally end this. Dang, I could have ended at 122:22. Let's do let's end it now. Your live stream will stop immediately.